Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and we are proud to be delivering these original interviews with Atlanta business leaders, but we could not be doing this without the support of our sponsor, OnPay. So please support them so we can continue to share these important stories. Next up on Atlanta Business Radio, we have KT Mills Grimes, and she is with William Mills Agency. Welcome, KT.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, before we get too far into things, tell us about William Mills Agency. How are you serving folks?
Well, the agency was actually founded by my grandfather and grandmother in 1977 as an ad firm. So we have specialized in the financial industry since then, and today a lot of our clients are in the fintech and mortgage and insurance space.
Now, what's it like being part of a family-run business?
It's actually really fun. It's nice that I get to see my uncle and father and grandmother and sister and cousin every day at the office. Well, when we're in the office.
Now, over the years, I've got to interview quite a few family-run businesses, and they have some unique challenges. How do your family kind of separate the business from family, like around the holidays?
Actually, it's a pretty clean cut. We don't really talk about business when we're all meeting together around the holidays. And I first started the agency, it was really interesting to see my father and uncle in their business roles because it was very different than what I used to see at home.
And they didn't kind of treat you as the 11-year-old kid that they remembered you as? They treated you kind of peer-to-peer?
Yeah, they did. It was really nice. They're very open to my ideas and growing and helping them, and it's been really fun. I've learned a lot from them.
Now, as part of William Mills, one of your sweet spots is content marketing. Can you talk a little bit about what that means and how you help clients with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way this started is, we've been in marketing for a while. We've been advertising in websites and trade show booths. But what we found is that potential buyers are really far into the sales process before they even engage with the salesperson. I mean, they go to Google first, as we all do. So it became really important for companies to be there on Google when their prospects are searching for them or even searching on questions that you as a company can answer. So the basis of content marketing is really just providing educational content to your prospects in order to draw them to you. So the content could be anything from blogs, white papers, ebooks, infographics, email, and some social media.
Now, having all that content is super important, and a lot of companies have a lot of intelligence, and then they might take it for granted. They may not appreciate how unique and special it is. Is it difficult for you to get that kind of out of them so that you can help them distribute it?
Yeah, some are better than others, but I have found that the best content often comes from the sales team because they're the one talking to prospects day in and day out. So any question a prospect has asked is a great blog post. So we're really trying to answer questions that they're already having in their sales conversations.
Now, is there any kind of recommendation you make for companies to have as part of their maybe their marketing automation stack?
Yes. So we definitely recommend they have a marketing automation platform. We prefer the software HubSpot, but there are others out there like Marketo and Salesforce's Pardot.
Now, what do you like about HubSpot?
It's really got a nice user interface. So basically, your marketing automation platform will take all of your marketing activities that you would typically do online and consolidate them into one platform. So instead of having a WordPress, a Salesforce, a Hootsuite, a MailChimp, and a Google Analytics, you're taking all of those softwares and just having one marketing automation software. And you can do all of your reporting and all of your online activities into one space, such as email marketing, blog posting, web pages, CRM, email marketing, and so on.
Now, is that something that a firm can do themselves, or is it better to be kind of working with an agency like you so you can help them kind of get the most out of that?
You know, if you want to go for it, go for it. They have a great free system and have great training and resources. If you'd like a little help, it's always great to go with an agency to help get you started.
So they do have a free offering?
Yes, they do.
So someone could just go to their website and download, and is that a bare bones kind of basic version of HubSpot, or in order to get all the bells and whistles, you got to pay a lot? Like, how does that work?
So I think they have about 4 tiers. They have free, starter, professional, and enterprise. And the free version is basically, it's your bare bones, but you do actually get a lot for it. You get a free CRM. So you can upload all of your contacts into the database, and you can get some analytics on people coming to your website, and you can put a pop-up form on your website and a chat box. So you can start talking to your prospects right away. Now, all of that's branded with, powered by HubSpot. And I think the starter, which is $50 a month, is all of those similar capabilities, but you take that branding off of it.
Now, when your work with clients, you mentioned one of your specialties is trade shows. How have you been working with your customers that rely on trade shows during this pandemic? How has that impacted that side of your business?
Yeah, most of our clients go to trade shows. That's where they get a majority of their leads. And obviously, trade shows and conferences have been canceled or postponed. So we have found that generating leads online is more important than ever. You want to, with content marketing, you want to draw your prospects to you, and you want to turn your website into a lead generator, because trade shows were so pivotal. You want to turn your website and all of that content that you were going to do at the trade show, you could still do, a virtual booth campaign with email marketing. But basically what you want to do is take all of those efforts and put them online to bring your prospects to you.
Now, there's an old saying that says the best time to start building an email list is probably 20 years ago, and the second best time is today. Do you help your clients in that regard to build and control their own kind of funnel?
Yes, and we do that by sort of the inbound idea of bringing people to your website to fill out forms, because we've found that, a lot of times when you buy lists, some of them is not good quality. So if you are there answering people's questions online and they fill out a form to subscribe to your blog or to contact you or to fill out an ebook or fill out a form for an infographic or a solution brief, those are going to be high quality email addresses, because they're right and they're interested in you. So any of your email marketing is going to be even more effective.
So now if you're working with a client that doesn't have a robust content marketing strategy in place, what are some of the baby steps and first things you do to help them build that?
So first step, I would install HubSpot or the Marketing Free onto their website to start generating leads, generating those contacts. So putting a pop-up form on their website for people to subscribe to their blog, and then maybe putting out a blog. We recommend 4 blogs a month, but we can start with 1 or 2 a month to get the ball rolling. And just getting subscribers to that blog, and then start putting any of your existing content online as downloadable. You probably have solution briefs or product sheets that you use at trade shows. Put that up on your website with a PDF and gate it with a form so you can get contacts with that. And there's lots of ways you can do that. If you have PowerPoint presentations, webinars are really great. So any presentation or demo that you would normally give at a conference, turn that onto a webinar and have people register that way. Those are great ways to use existing content to start generating leads for your business.
Now, do you have any kind of success stories you can share? Maybe not name the names, but maybe something where you came in there, they didn't have a lot of kind of engagement or an email list, and you helped them and build that out?
Yeah, we actually started working with a company about 3-4 years ago for their content marketing, and they had good public relations work, but needed some support in content from their blogs and their white papers. So we did a sort of analysis, met with their sales team. We understood what sort of their buyer issues were, understood their buyer personas, and really took to grew their traffic. And within the first year, we grew their website traffic within 40%. And in subsequent years, we were working on their leads, and not just leads, but qualified leads, people in their target prospects, target audiences, and to find their buyer personas and grew those. So we put qualifiers to grow their qualified leads over year, and eventually tie that all into customers and revenue. So as a result, within, I think, 3 years, we had, because of our marketing efforts, resulted in $2 million in additional revenue for that client. And we actually won an award for that work from HubSpot last year.
Now, it sounds like that your firm is pretty focused on revenue and ROI and metrics that mattered. How do you kind of educate your clients to move them away from, we call them cosmetrics, maybe metrics that aren't really the most important thing when it comes to driving revenue and bottom line results?
Yep, that's always been an interesting one. I am very focused on analytics and the ROI. So when we first meet with people is we just like, okay, what is your goals as an organization? What are you want more brand awareness, more presence? Do you want more leads for your sales team? Do you want to close those leads more? And so I have them tell me what their ultimate goals are, because we have different tactics based on those goals. If it's brand awareness, you're going to be focusing on social media. If it's lead generation, you're going to be focused on forms. And if it's nurturing, you're going to be focused on email. So I like to have them tell me their most important goals and then customize the program to them based off of all the tactics we can do.
So now when you were a kid growing up and you were seeing the business kind of around you, is it what you expected? Is this kind of, are you living the dream now? Or is this something that you're,
I had never intended to go to the agency. I went to the University of Georgia and actually got a degree in art history and classical culture. I had no designs to go into marketing, but when I graduated, I got some great opportunities to do some internships in some museums in New York, and it was great. But eventually decided to need to go down more of a business path, and was lucky to have the opportunity at the agency and just fell in love with marketing. It's so much fun to see my clients succeed and see, I also get to use some of that creative side of my art history with all their marketing work and the websites, and have great design teams. So it's nice to have best of both worlds. I never intended to go down this path, but it's fun since I've been there.
Now, do you have any advice for companies that are kind of dealing with this virus and the pandemic, and maybe they relied on people coming into their building and dealing face to face? Is there some things they could be doing to, just stay relevant?
Yep. As I mentioned, just always be in front of your audience. Just continue to push out consistent content. Be educational, be helpful, be there for your prospects, because it's a hard time for everyone. So do all that you can to help and put your content online. And at the agency, we know your online presence is more important than ever. So we are offering to install the HubSpot free software for free. So we can walk you through it, do it hand by hand, install the tracking code on your website, import your contacts in the database, do everything we can to help you in the setup, because we know that being online is more important than ever right now.
So if somebody reached out to you or someone on your team, you would help them install that HubSpot free offering? Because I'm sure some of it you have to do some behind the scenes and behind the website stuff, right, in order for it to effectively work?
Yep. If they reach out to me, we would just have a call to understand their needs, get some credentials and passwords, and either walk through it together on a share screen or do it and have them look over it, however they want to help. But we're here to do any of that behind the scenes work for them at no cost.
And that's kind of your eating your own chili in terms of the way that you recommend your clients to be helpful and to be out there in order to stay relevant during this difficult time.
Absolutely.
So if somebody wanted to learn more and get a hold of you, what's the website?
www.williammills.com is our website, and they can fill out the contact us form on our website.
Good stuff. Well, KT, thank you so much for sharing your story today. You're doing important work, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
All right. This is Lee Cantor. Thank you for listening to Atlanta Business Radio. And thank you to OnPay. Without them, we couldn't be doing this important work and sharing the stories from Atlanta's business leaders. See you all next time.
Today's episode of Atlanta Business Radio is brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com.